All right, let's dive right into this because what's going around about Mike Tyson allegedly delivering a brutal warning to Diddy about jail life has really got everyone talking. If you haven't heard yet, well, the rumors are swirling that Tyson took some time to send a serious warning to Diddy. The word is that Tyson allegedly didn't hold back when it came to what Diddy could potentially face behind bars if things play out the way people are suggesting they might. Allegedly, Diddy is facing charges that, let's just say, are not well received by inmates in jail. These aren't the types of charges that people are going to just let slide, if you know what I mean. And apparently Mike Tyson knows all about this, which is why he allegedly felt the need to warn Diddy. So let's break it down. Allegedly, Tyson sat Diddy down and painted a very grim picture of what jail life could be like for someone in his position. Now, we all know Tyson's no stranger to jail, right? He's been through it, and if anyone's got firsthand experience with what really goes on behind those prison walls, it's Mike Tyson. That's what makes this alleged conversation all the more chilling. Tyson isn't just talking theory here, he's allegedly speaking from personal experience. The rumors claim that Tyson allegedly started off by telling Diddy that jail isn't like anything he's used to. And Diddy, as we all know, has lived a life most people can only dream about. He's got the fame, the fortune, the connections. But according to what Tyson allegedly told him, none of that is going to matter if he ends up in prison. The alleged charges Diddy's facing are the type that could make him a target, and Tyson allegedly wanted to make sure Diddy understood just how serious that is. You see, allegedly, Tyson warned Diddy that there's a certain hierarchy in jail, and as we've all heard in countless stories, some charges are just not tolerated by other inmates. According to Tyson's alleged warning, Diddy could find himself on the wrong end of that hierarchy. These aren't just regular inmates we're talking about. These are people who have their own code of conduct, their own way of dealing with things. And if they feel that someone's violated that code, they'll take matters into their own hands. And the alleged charges Diddy's facing? Well, those might allegedly put him at the bottom of the totem pole. Allegedly, Tyson didn't sugarcoat anything. He allegedly warned Diddy that prison is a brutal place, and the kind of charges Diddy's being linked to could make life inside particularly dangerous for him. Tyson allegedly talked about how inmates don't care about your money, your fame, or your status in the outside world. In jail, none of that matters. You're just another inmate. And according to Tyson's alleged warning, that could be a very bad thing for Diddy.
My man, I heard about it. I even watched the whole interview that they had. Derek Lee claims that in 1997, Diddy raped him. I know it. He raped a grown ass man. Yo, he was a bartender. He said, and I don't want people to think that I think that's funny, but the shit is funny. He said it's sad. He said that he was invited to a party and it was girls there, it was guys there. Things got freaky. You understand? He's a bartender. He said that he was drinking Jim Beam and Diddy brought him a drink over. And then Diddy told him, I put a little something extra in there. And he said, yo, I'm sorry, man. He said he woke up butt naked with his thong gone. No, he didn't say, he didn't say that, bro. But he said he woke up and Diddy told him he had him. He said he went, he filed a report, but they threw it up under the cops swept it up under the rug and everything like that. So he was suing Diddy and everything like that. So he said that Diddy came to the jail and said that, hey, I'll give you $2.3 million or something like that, or 23. I don't know if it's 2.3 or $23 million to make this go away. We'll leave this alone the whole 9 yards. Just like I just said, he's gonna pay He's trying to pay people off to make things go away, for them to drop their suits and everything like that. You know what I mean? And if he does that, they civil suit. Drop them, make them go away. What would it take? So this particular dude said that Diddy was trying to sell properties and sell things and stop him from getting his money. And I didn't understand that. But the judge found some validity in what he was saying and said, yo, I'm gonna give you a 90-day restraining order against him from selling anything until you get all your paperwork in correct, because Diddy was served in the whole 9 yards. And as it was said that Diddy and his representative did come to the jail. So if the guy didn't have no lawsuit, if the guy wasn't, if his stuff wasn't truthful, why would they entertain it? The judge entertained it, Diddy lawyers them entertain it, and Diddy entertained it. So it may be some truth to it. But this dude is raping grown men. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we can laugh at it, but it sounds like it's true. I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and he did go to prison, and he offered the inmate $2.3 million and settled the case. So
that's what the paperwork said, and the judge must have thought he had some validity into what he was saying. What the judge do? He granted him the restraint from Diddy selling the properties until the dudes get his paperwork and everything in.
You heard about Diddy law firm breaking charges with him in Miami Beach, taking his day away?
Well, all the things that happened to Diddy, and he losing friends, companies, cities, city names, city girls. I think he should become an altar boy for TD Jakes and give his and let TD Jakes, put some hands on him and probably save himself and save his soul. I think that's what he should do. I think that he should really consider getting into the church. Yo, listen here, man. Do like Russell Simmons. I don't think they have a charge like that over in Bali.
Tupac, when he passed away, I was so curious. I said, what happened to this guy? Who was behind it? The whole thing with the fight, he's at your fight. He's going to get to the fight. I think you guys were supposed to spend some time together. And then I interviewed Greg Kading. And if you know who Greg Kading is, are you familiar with Greg Kading?
No.
Greg Kading, if you can pull up his Wikipedia, Greg Kading is the guy that... he's the guy that was doing the investigation on Tupac.
Yeah, I remember this.
Okay, so
they had a little television show about this.
Yes, yeah. You're right, absolutely. And he was known as the multi-law enforcement task force that investigated the murders of rap stars Tupac and Biggie. That's the Wikipedia story about him, right? So I said, so who was really behind this? So in the video, when I interview him, you know how somebody's trying to arrest him? Like if you've seen the movie American Gangster and they got these pictures. Is this the guy at the top? Is this the guy? Mm-hmm. So I have 50 different pictures with magnets, and he's putting these things up on. If you go to the video, you'll see how I set it up. Put Greg Kading by David. And I said, who is really the guy behind it? He says, well, we first thought it was this. Then we first thought it was that. And we first thought it was this. And everything's going. Then at the end, the conclusion, after multiple conversations with him and different people, it came down to Biggie. And to me, there's so many right there. If you can just zoom in, that's the way we had it. So we're kind of going back and forth to see who was behind the guys that killed Biggie, Tupac, Easy. I'm a hip hop guy. I grew up to all this stuff with NWA. This is my, Straight Outta Compton was a movie I watched God knows how many times because I listened to all of that stuff. I'm an LA kid. So why is it that so many people in music and Hollywood fear this guy, Diddy, as if he's untouchable, and even
Sugar Diddy.
Diddy, not Suge.
You said Biggie, but you meant.
I meant to say Diddy, not Biggie.
Well,
Diddy.
if you punch in on the picture here, you see Diddy, you see Suge Knight, and then a lot of their cohorts down there. But Tupac and Biggie at the top, as you were, Pat.
Yeah. So what is it? I mean, everybody's in there. So what is it with Diddy that so many? T.I. called him out. 50 Cent said one time,
on Charlemagne God's podcast, Breakfast.
Breakfast Club.
He says one time Diddy said, "Hey, let me go buy you some clothes. Let me take you shopping." He's like, "Well, you want to take me shopping? What are you talking about?" So T.I. called him out, 50 called him out, but some people are afraid. What do you know about? Because some people are talking about there's Diddy involvement with Jamie and something happened because he was calling him out for some of the parties he was putting up. Is there anything you have opinions on Diddy? Have you had any experiences with Diddy?
No, just I knew him for a long time.
Got it. And with you, he was chill. He was good. He was
Awesome guy.
Yeah.
I knew him before he was Diddy. Yeah, I knew him for a long time. When I first became champ, I knew him. I remember him. He used to have crates when he used to have my after parties and stuff. Also when they were throwing parties. I remember
This
him.
is when he was the CEO founder of Bad Boy.
No, I don't think
Biggie.
he was Bad Boy yet. No, he
Really?
wasn't him. Damon Dash and all those guys. They weren't on yet. I was like the first street guy that really got on. I'm talking about the guy doing crime in the streets that became a television guy, and everyone knew he was a celebrity, had fancy cars. I was the first.
This is all in Brooklyn.
I'm the first of our generation of that crew. The street hustlers that really blew up like that.
And you guys all knew each other.
Yeah,
It's the same era.
Listen, this young lady that works for my company, and she started saying names to people I remember when I was 11, 12 years old. And it baffles me that you think you got away from these people. You'll never see them again. You knew them when you were at the worst of your level or heard about them. And you're not the only one God had his hand on. These guys made them successful too. And just to know them and see them at this level of the game is just mind-boggling. I mean, it's really, you're almost like proud in a way when you see them. You know what they experienced in life. And now they became respectable citizens.
I guess it's how you're in a class of 82 or class of 90, whatever. You're all coming up. You're kind of seeing who made it from your class. I guess that's how to see it when you're coming up from the streets.
Yes.
At the same era. Who else were the guys that during that time that made it big out of all of you?
Listen, there were some rappers that people didn't know about that made it real big, and not just from rapping but from writing. And it's just, I come from Brownsville, Brooklyn, very competitive. Normally either you succeed. Probably 60% of the people don't have their high school diploma. It might be more, but it's just a school. It's just a neighborhood for people that normally fail. It's just a failing. If you don't have sports, you're not a lawyer or whatever. You're not going to make it. You're not going to do well. And it's very competitive, very dog eat dog. People who are your friends at one time, next thing you know, they turned on you. Come over the house, I need to do something for me, man. Or they go over your house and they kill you and rob your house for your drugs and stuff. But these are people you lived in a sandbox with. When the drug game,
Michael Francis is nodding over here because he knows this.
When the drug game started in the early 80s, when that started, the people that you were robbing with, your friends with and everything, next thing you know, you got different gangs and you're shooting. All these gangs, we all grew up together. All the people in his gang, all the people in the gang over here, some of them are related, and now they're killing each other. We were all friends. We grew up together. We used to rob and steal together, go to shopping together with the robbing money, smoke our weed, drinking together when we were kids. And next thing you know, I went over to my house after I'm doing good in this boxing stuff. I wasn't champion, but almost. I was making money. So somebody gets shot, I go to the hospital to see him, and then somebody else got killed. So I go to the funeral to see him, but the guy that went to the hospital is the guy that killed my friend I'm going to the funeral for. I'm sure you understand. I met my friend, I'm crying that my friend is in this hospital, he's shot. And next thing you know, I'm going to my friend's funeral, but he shot my friend. It's crazy, right?
Apparently, Tyson allegedly told Diddy that he could expect a lot of hostility, especially from the more hardened inmates who have been in there for a long time. And this isn't just about getting into a few fights here and there. No, allegedly, Tyson made it clear that Diddy could be in real danger. According to the rumors, Tyson allegedly described how inmates have their own justice system, and if they believe someone has committed a crime they find particularly offensive, they'll go out of their way to make that person's life a living hell. Allegedly, Tyson even went so far as to tell Diddy about specific instances where people with similar charges were targeted by other inmates. Apparently, he wanted Diddy to know exactly what he could be walking into if the rumors about these charges are true. Now let's take a step back for a second. We're not saying that any of this is confirmed. Everything we're talking about here is based on rumors and alleged conversations. Nothing's been confirmed yet. And from what we're hearing, Tyson allegedly didn't just warn Diddy about the physical dangers. No, allegedly, Tyson also talked about the mental toll that jail can take on a person, especially someone who's used to living a life of luxury. Allegedly, Tyson told Diddy that jail strips away all your power, all your control. In jail, you're not the boss anymore. You're just another number. And that can allegedly mess with your head in ways you can't even imagine. Allegedly, Tyson described how being in jail can break a person down mentally and emotionally. The constant stress, the fear, the isolation, it all adds up. And for someone like Diddy, who spent his entire life being in control, that loss of power could allegedly be devastating. Tyson allegedly warned that Diddy might not be able to handle it. The rumors claim that Tyson allegedly talked about how jail can take even the strongest person and turn them into a shell of who they once were. What's even more intense is that Tyson allegedly told Diddy that being a celebrity might make things worse for him. You'd think that being famous would give you some kind of protection, right? Well, according to what Tyson allegedly said, that's not the case at all. In fact, being famous might allegedly make Diddy even more of a target. Allegedly, Tyson described how inmates might see Diddy as someone who needs to be knocked down a peg or two. They might allegedly view him as someone who thinks he's better than everyone else, and that could allegedly lead to even more hostility. And the rumors don't stop there. Apparently, Tyson also warned Diddy about the people he might have to deal with in jail. According to Tyson's alleged warning, these aren't just regular people. These are people who've been hardened by years of violence. People who allegedly don't care about the outside world anymore. They've got nothing to lose, and that makes them incredibly dangerous. Word is Tyson painted a picture of jail life that's about as far from Diddy's current reality as you can get. Now let's be clear. Everything we've talked about here is based on rumors. None of this has been confirmed, and we're not saying that any of it is true. But if even a fraction of what's being alleged is accurate, Diddy could allegedly be facing the fight of his life.